So today we are going to listen to a song called Barbados by a band called Typically Tropical. As far as I know, I have never heard this song or heard of this band, so let's listen together. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot going on there. Okay. White guys doing reggae. Um, Music is an international language. I'm going to hold off judgment on that. Um, the second it started, I was like, Talking Heads. It's got this sort of, it's not the 80s, it's the 70s, but like, that's a very synth heavy kind of intro. Um, Also, like, I'm going to have to see how this goes. This really comes on strong, comes on very strong. Let's keep listening. Okay, so there's like a reggae beat in there, but it's being overtaken by this sort of like 70s melodic synthesizer. So it's not even like it's competing with the reggae. It's not sort of playing along with it, so it's sort of fading into the background. And then this lead singer is incredibly annoying, like very thin, high-pitched voice is kind of like squalling through the whole thing. And they're talking about flying to Barbados and being spending time in Brixton. I don't know everything there is to know about English neighborhoods. I don't think these guys are from Brixton. Okay. Flying away on Coconut Airways? Is that what he's saying? How is he pronouncing Barbados? Okay. Oh, this is pretty painful. So, unlike our song Woodstock by the Matthew Southern Comfort something something band, right? This is what I'm talking about the kinds of lyrics that it's like Moon June Spoon, right? Like these lyrics are straight up dumb. And something that, your average middle schooler probably could have come up with. Uh, like, is it telling a story? Ostensibly, but also is it doing it in an interesting or even creatively impactful way? No. Um, this song is trying to be something that it just has absolutely no business being, I think. Oh, back to the palm trees? Back to the palm trees? That's where you're going, dude? On Coconut Airlines? Uh,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Also, even with as simplistic as this rhyme scheme is, they can't actually rhyme stuff. Oh, God.
with summer approach to
Oh,
Bridgetown,
it's the
Barbados.
airplane.
The weather is fine
Yeah.
with a maximum temperature of 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The sky is blue and the palm trees are really cool. Captain Wilcock and his crew hope you have had a pleasant flight and that you will find coconut memories again.
Yeah. This is terrible. I mean, it's really terrible for a lot of reasons. One is just that, like, guys, they tell writers to write what you know. I think, I don't want to, I don't want to speak too broadly, but like, I'm just going to go ahead and assume that these guys in this band are not writing what they know. Um, I- it it feels appropriative, if that's a word. Like, it definitely feels like some white guys trying to make a sort of crossover version of reggae and just doing it shockingly badly. I mean, not just kind of missed the mark, but like, oh my God, everything about this, lyrically, musically, visually, is like wrong. It's just no. Like, of the choices that they could have made, they made almost all of the wrong ones. Uh, this is just, it's not good, obviously. And yeah, not good in a pretty problematic way. Yeah, yeah. Okay. If you want to go to Barbados, go ahead. I would not wish that on Barbados, but like, please, elsewhere is better. Um, yeah. Well, I hated it. I mean, I really hated it. Yeah, this is the kind of thing where it's, look, you know what it reminds me of is like, I remember, well, I don't know if this is relevant or not, but I'm just going to say it. I remember when Graceland came out, when Paul Simon's album came out, and there was some backlash against Paul Simon for like appropriation, right? Appropriation of African music. And, I did he address them well? Probably not. I mean, like, this was, uh, and I guess on a personal level, I love that album. And for me, like, as a sort of white girl living in America in the, I guess, 80s, it was one of the first times that I ever heard um, African music, and I loved it. I loved it. So for me, it was a it was a way for me to hear like this incredibly beautiful, like really unique to me music, like through a white artist who is obviously not African, but was incorporating those elements into his like mainstream album. And whatever feelings you have about that are 100% valid. I know for myself, I loved I loved what that was, and I still listen to it and I appreciate it. And it was a way for me to know more and get curious about African music and African vocals. And I still think like that album and those vocals are just iconic. Like, I still think that they're great. This is not that. This is a bunch of guys like who maybe heard a couple of reggae songs and was like, we could probably do that. Or like, but it doesn't feel thoughtful. It doesn't feel original. It feels like it's just a lame 70s synth song with sort of like a reggae beat. And then they were like, and we'll talk a little bit about what we know about Caribbean life, coconuts and palm trees and Caribbean islands. Whatever. No. Try harder, I think is my bottom line. Like, try harder. If this is what you want to do, and like take from international musical genres, do better. This is terrible. It's not good music for you, and it's certainly not interesting reggae music. Like, I'm not surprised. Like, typically tropical. And also, like, naming your band, I don't know. Was all of their music like this? This is terrible. I am going to go ahead and say, like, this band did not last. Did not have a great follow-up album. Yeah, and rightfully so. Yeah, not for me, guys. Not for me.